So Sean, I admire your sense of humor, man.
How he's always so respectful, so pleasant, willing to help whenever you need help.
He is always that person where if you chat him, oh my gosh, SOS, I'm having a problem here. Or if you say his name all in caps, like he likes to do to us, it'll get his attention, and he's always there to, answer your question.
Sean is always so calm, cool, and collected. He's extremely hard to get the man rattled about anything.
He doesn't let things bother him. He lets things roll off his back like no big deal.
What I admire most about Sean is that he has the most steadying demeanor of anyone I know. He brings a calm confidence to every crisis and helps all of us gold type A personalities bring it down a notch when we're having a total freak out moment.
But he doesn't take anything too seriously. Probably almost to the point where he frustrates some people.
Sometimes I'll call him like freaking out and he's like, oh, it'll be fine.
Also, Sean has an amazing tenaciousness to his core. He doesn't ever give up pushing those positive values forward. Seeing how he conquered his fear of heights on the spot, literally giving every ounce of energy and strength he had to help our team score big at the Sarasota SWAT Challenge.
We get to this rope ladder, and we all get up, and then Sean holds onto it and slides down with his bare hands on it. Doesn't say a word the rest of the time, and then puts his hands up, and all the skin's gone. Finished the entire obstacle course with no skin on this man's hands, and didn't say a word about it the entire time.
I was blown away by how much he cared, how hard he tried. He's an amazing guy, and I'm lucky to be able to call him my friend.
Sean has absolutely no shame when it comes to games or gaming. He will sit there and he will camp and get his little scores up.
He's always got a smile. More importantly is when you're drinking with Sean, you got to stay away from him because you never know if you're going to be lifted in the air.
Oh, my favorite memory with Sean and Ryan was the Christmas party in 2019 when they both showed up with short haircuts. I was like, oh my God, after seeing them every day for 4 years with long hair, and then bam, it was a total shock and surprise, and they both did it at the same time, and it was awesome.
So if I was snowed in with Sean, we'd probably be playing a lot of video games if we had electricity. If we did not have electricity, we probably would stare awkwardly at each other trying to figure out what to do, and then try to just get out of the house.
If I was snowed in with Sean, definitely after a couple of beers, he'd probably be looking around to find people he can start lifting. Yeah, that's what he does when he has certain quantities of beer are consumed. He'd probably challenge me to a push-up contest. He's a pretty competitive guy with a nice guy demeanor.
Happy 15-year anniversary, Sean. We are so excited and so grateful to you for spending 15 years of your career with us.
Our favorite moment I had in the history of BenTech has to be when the company started growing a little bit and we got more extra office space, and I didn't have to wear a tie anymore. That kind of stood out as a favorite moment of mine too.
Favorite moment with Sean at work had to be when I got him his job at Gehring Group. For our whole lives, he's always rode my coattails, so I took him to the interview.
So we met with him and we liked him. We liked his personality. We thought he would do a great job. But then in the hallway was Sean waiting on him because they had come together.
My parents forced me to take Sean with me.
Then Ryan just asked if we had any other positions available, and they were, both hired on the spot.
And that's history of how he got started here.
From the beginning, I've always had a hard time telling them apart.
I still get confused on which one is married to Missy. Is it Sean or is it Ryan? I have no clue.
Which one's Missy's husband? I hear that a lot.
Sean, Ryan, I do know the difference between the two of you, and I can tell just by looking at you.
We decided that it would be funny to see if we can confuse people. So Sean and I had like these mafia costumes that we were going to wear, and we decided Ryan was going to go with me as the mafia couple, and then Sean was going to wear his costume. Their own mother. It took about an hour for her to realize that Ryan was the couple with me and not Sean.
To this day, I cannot tell them apart. And I'm very ashamed as a twin that I cannot tell them apart.
I think the other thing about Sean and Ryan that people don't realize is that they're just so chivalrous. So if they were to see you carry something, they're the first to jump and get it. And if they know there's someone in need, they're the first to jump in and help somebody. They're not all fanfare, like they've got to have all the credit for it. They just sort of do it.
Oh, so we're talking about Sean. There's Ryan. Which one? Is that the one with a beard, the one without a beard? Long hair, short hair?
Hello? Hello, guys. There's some static. We're supposed to be doing Ryan, not Sean.
Oh, we're talking about Ryan?
So the thing I admire most about Ryan is he's another person that he's just really easy to talk to. You could come up to him and you have something serious to talk to him about, and it's not a big deal.
So Ryan always knows how to lighten up the mood a little bit when you're dealing with a stressful ticket by picking out the perfect gift.
Aside from being such a genuine, all-around solid, honest, dependable, what you see is what you get, decent human being, I've noticed he's a friend to everyone around him, no matter what. I also noticed that his friendships seem to last for decades.
All I know is when I'm in the thick of it and you need somebody there to talk to a client and have that technical expertise, there's nobody better than Ryan. I mean, he's very, very consistent. And both him and Sean are like sons of mine, practically grown up with them. So I really appreciate you guys being here.
Ryan actually is a good person, and he's a father, and we talk a little bit about dad stuff here and there, and he's also pretty tenacious.
What I admire most about Ryan is his ability to play devil's advocate in every single meeting we have about new features. He forces the group to think through all the details, pros and cons, and isn't afraid to give his opinion. And no matter what the decision is made, he's always 100% on board.
Witty and funny, and but still so polite always.
Ryan's just like, yeah, not a big deal. I got this. I'll fix it. And it's really reassuring. He does not get worked up over small stuff. He doesn't sweat the small stuff.
One of my funny memories with my brother Brian has to be at his wedding, and of course I was his best man. If anyone knows me, they know that my memory is just trash. It's garbage. And I turned to Ryan. I'm like, because I'm still thinking about my best man speech. I turned to Ryan. I'm like, Ryan, do you have the rings? And he turns to me. He's like, no, you better go find them, though. Back into the changing area, and I'm finding all of these jewelry boxes or anything as tiny that looks like a jewelry box. I'm just opening up cases, flipping them all over the place. And I finally come across 2 rings, and I'm like, I guess these are the rings. So I bring both of them back, and thankfully they were the right ones.
Ryan was in the front seat, driving down the road, and all of a sudden Ryan sees this spider, tiny little spider, just slowly coming down from the rearview mirror. He freaks out. So being a friend, I pull over for him. I'm just starting to pull into a parking space, and Ryan's already out the door running.
We found out, much to their disadvantage, that they are not really fond of clowns. So of course, knowing the crew at the Garen Group in Bentech, when their birthday came, we had to surprise them with the hugest clown cake we could find. Imagine them walking into the room all excited, ready to just chow down on a wonderful cake, and being slapped in the face with a clown cake.
I would get an indoor mini basketball hoop prepared for that, and I would play indoor basketball with them because we've played outdoor basketball. and it's like boom, 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 boom. They're passing the ball, not even looking at each other. They got some type of intuition about where each other is on the court. I can only imagine what they would do in a confined space on the inside of a house.
If I was snowed in with Ryan and Sean, I imagine they would tie me up and make me watch the entire season of Game of Thrones or Tiger King because they still cannot believe I haven't watched them.
If I were snowed in with them, I would just like them to teach me technical things so that I could look cool in front of my kids because I know nothing about technology.
If I was snowed in with Ryan, definitely we would have a witty comeback challenge. Ryan's definitely one of the slyest roasting champions I've ever seen.
My favorite memory at BenTech and Garen Group has to do with all the community outreach that we've done, whether it's Habitat for Humanity, Bowling for ARC, Sunfest, all of that, giving back to the community, being involved, seeing everybody at the same time, because usually we're just in our little corner and I don't see the light of day